Felt uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Because you guys rang me, a few other guys rang me.
Yeah.
I felt uncomfortable talking about it because I thought we just discovered on this Sunday morning that he'd passed. And so I thought, well, what about his family? You know, Ricky's gone now, and that's a sad thing. But you've got to think about the pain for the people that are left. His kids, his grandkids, his parents, his brothers, you know, the mother of his kids. And so you've got to think about all these lot. Not only it being new, fresh to them.
13th and final round. We're here with Johnny. It's been a sad 10 days emotional since Vicky's passing. I've seen you done some of the interviews talking about it. I get why you didn't want to talk about it originally, though.
Yeah, I think it's probably it hits guys more that actually know him. I've known him through the boxing. You guys, you know, was in the gym with him. Known him on the circuit for quite a while. So it's it's still a painful kind of response from everybody. But it's sad. It's sad all in all to hear that. He's 46 years old. Yeah, it's really sad. I think initially, I felt uncomfortable. Because you guys rang me, a few other guys rang me. I felt uncomfortable talking about it because I thought we just discovered on this Sunday morning that he'd passed. And so I thought, well, what about his family? You know, Ricky's gone now, and that's a sad thing. But you've got to think about the pain for the people that are left. His kids, his grandkids, his parents, his brothers, you know, the mother of his kids. And so you've got to think about all these lot. Not only it being new, fresh to them, but I just found it I find it insensitive. And all in all, you've just got to have time to sit back and think, you know what, just leave them, let them grieve, let them process it. And the pain will always be there, but it will just ease off. The shock for everybody else around. Because like you saw Ricky one day, the next day he's gone. We get it. Ricky's gone now. So you've got to think about the people that are left. So this is why it's good to reminisce. Good to think about the good times that we all experience in and around Ricky. It's good to look at the effect he had on people. So maybe now's the time for that, or after the funeral. But I think with everybody just jump on it straight away because it was news, I just found it insensitive.
Yeah, I get you.
It was hard for me to make it sunk in because someone said, "Oh, he's died," and I was like, "Nah." I just can't get my head around it. You know what I mean? It's taken a long time.
It's hard to comprehend, isn't it? It's really hard to comprehend. I mean, the reason we reached out was not necessarily to get into the details. It's more admiration and respect for him.
I know that, and of course, doing what you do, you're trying to get an instant human emotion in regards to it, and I know that kind of stuff. That's what you want to try and get across to the public, and I get that. But again, you know, it's the human side of it. And no matter what we see in the media or read in the newspapers, still this is real people. This is real life. It affects real people, and again, Ricky's gone, and it's not dismissing that. You just got to think about the people that are left, that are affected by it, and that's the hardest thing. That pain is you can't measure it to anything. And so the only thing we can do, because we're on the outside, the only thing we can do is try and respect that and try and not contribute to the added pain they have.
You've got some good friends there, haven't you?
You're growling there. These are Johnny's dogs.
Best mates, man.
Baby self.
Listen, we put several tribute posts out, and the outpouring is really raw. Like, if you see some of the fans, like some of the comments that we've had, I've just asked them, "Did you ever meet Ricky?" And they're like, people are telling us they're crying, they're so sad, and they've even met him. But the impact that he's had is
and that's what I'm saying. And Ricky, that's why he's had that. I mean, worldwide.
Yeah.
That's why he's had that impact because he was very approachable. He was very human. Your stories about him spending a couple of hours with somebody talking like they're best of mates, and when they're gone, it's like, who's that? He's like, I don't know.
I witnessed it.
So that's how he rolls. And there's many stories I could tell you about Ricky. And he's just funny. And if he wasn't a boxer, he'd be a really good comedian. But he just had that something about him. But that public persona that we saw, maybe that wasn't the real Ricky. And maybe that's why he suffered from mental health issues because he didn't believe the love that he had. He didn't
Johnny, get it back home, man. I'm a black man. Come on, man. When dad, man, don't make it.
Come on, stop it.
It's
So maybe he felt like people didn't believe it. They believed in the facade, but he didn't believe people had really liked him for being him.
I've seen some of the interviews that he's done, and they'll come out now and such meetings, like how he'd go out of the house. I want to talk to you about this because you was a world champion as well. He'd go out of the house, he'd give all his time to everyone else. He'd fill everyone else's cup up, and then when he'd come home after the reality of...
It's exhausting.
Yeah.
You just imagine... I know when you go to an event, and you've got to respect the fans, you've got to respect everybody that's out there. And I think if you disrespect them, it's a reflection of who you are and your parents. If you respect them, then you're giving them the adulation, the respect they've given you for your successes. And so when you go out there and you've got to smile and nod and you've got to give people your time, it's exhausting. But it's your job because it's what you owe them that, and like it or not, it's not like just having one boss you've got to please. You've got to be cordial, respectful, and do the right and say the right thing to everybody that comes around you. I think that's important. So when Ricky's doing that, of course he's filling everybody else's cup because they think, oh my God, I've met Ricky Hatton, but. Remember, Ricky's got his own business going on. He's got his own things that are going on in his head and his life. And so he's exhausted. And so I get it. I do get it. But that's part and parcel of the game.
Do you think the fight what he's got coming up without a lot of pressure as well? You think?
No. I think
took it off his head.
I think some people
distraction.
I think some people can draw all gracefully and accept their position where they are on God's earth right now. I did this when I was in my 20s, this one is in my 30s, this one. Some people can't. Some people, the older they get, they still want to be that, be in the same position they were when they were in their 20s. I think Ricky doing this, it wasn't about the money as far as I know. He just needed to feel that buzz, that feeling that we've all felt when we've...
Adrenaline and everything.
I miss boxing. I miss everything around it. I miss having to assume the responsibilities of an adult. Now I'm not boxing, run a house, run a home, because you were free of all that stuff there. So you could be like a man-child. So Rick at 46, he was trying to hold on to something and try and recreate something that he thought the public loved him for. They were introduced to him that way, but still this version of Ricky, I think, he didn't realise how much they appreciated him.
That was his purpose, right?
Yeah.
I liked when we talked on the phone, but you said one thing, and I'm really glad that I actually did it. You said that a lot of people, when people pass on, then there's a lot of things that they want to say, but they don't say it while they're alive. Yeah,
that's what I'm saying. It's so sad because, you lose somebody and you tell them when they've gone, you tell them how much you loved them. You tell them how much you missed them, how much they meant to you. Why do we do that when somebody's died? Why do you do that when somebody's not around and they can appreciate and accept it? Because those words alone can lift anybody. But we say it at a funeral. How often have you gone up to someone and tell them you love them, I appreciate you, I respect you, I'm proud of you, while they're alive? Those words, you don't understand the energy, the love, the life that gives somebody. It's life changing. But we do it at a funeral. You know, so and I get it. You bury the hatchet when someone's dead, and you know what, we fell out, but you know, why not do that when someone's alive on this earth?
Well,
You know, everybody wants to go to heaven, but nobody wants to die. Nobody wants to die.
That's right.
You understand that? Everyone wants to go to heaven, but nobody wants to die. And that's the understanding of seeing. Just be good people.
Yeah.
When we trained around him, I was in Manchester first, you was in Manchester second, weren't you?
Yeah.
So I was in a funny situation at one point. I was living with Junior Witter and training with Ricky Hatton. Yeah. So I was travelling over to Manchester.
Oh, you traitor.
Yeah. And then we swapped over. Then I came to Sheffield.
But when I was going over there, it was Ricky, before Ricky was a world champion, a British champion at the time. I think he'd just fought Faxton. Yeah. And so I got to see him at the start of the process, and you know, no one can imagine it went the way it went. It became big. And I remember that Ricky, the person, and seeing him get to where he got, I can't believe how normal it was.
But that's what I'm saying, and that's an unbelievable balancing act to be able to. An unbelievable balancing act to be able to do that. Yeah. To be so high and be so normal. Because most people get dragged away and run away with the get drunk on the fame and the success.
Yeah, they do.
Ricky didn't, as far as I know, didn't seem to be that guy.
He got so accessible though, that's why the manager, I won't say his name, I can't remember, the manager came in, and then what the manager did is he said, right, we need to make him less accessible, right? But the problem was, people that knew Ricky and people that didn't know Ricky weren't distinguished. So it took us ages to get back to Ricky, even though we'd had a relationship.
But I'm assuming the management team around him, or the people that are there, they're trying to keep him away from the people. But I think the people was actually his food. That was his heartbeat. You know, so and I think what Ricky managed to capture was he still ingrained himself with the people. You know, when he's doing
you got energy from it.
The management will try and keep them people away. But Ricky, when he's out and out, he's like, I'm out in town. I'm going to a club out in Manchester. Ricky's there in the club, like everybody else. And because that was his feed. He's like, this is me. I'm just a lad.
He's an extrovert, wasn't
he? Yes, he was. Yeah. And again, I just think, you know, it's just how we translated it in his head and how we dealt with the pressures in his head.
The reason the point I was trying to get to, so we took us ages to get back to Ricky because of the management team making things quite difficult to get to him. Because we reached out so many times that when we finally got to him, and we got to him at the Sky Show at Royal Albert Hall when Chloe Watson was fighting Jasmina. And we was in the toilet, and it's funny, and just turned around and Ricky's there and he's at the other side. He went, we were looking for you, and he goes, well, he said, I'm not hard to find. I mean, we were spoons. That's just a typical thing, right? And then we got talking to him, and I did exactly what you said. I got in front of him and I thought, I'm going to say it to him, not when he's passed on, but when he's live. And remember what we said in the interview. I told him that I loved him and I was proud of him. And I told him that and he got emotional. I said that everything that you've done and how seeing you from where you come from before you was a world champion tonight, I just want to say that you managed it.
And that's what I'm saying. And that alone, John, you don't understand how powerful that is.
I don't think he got that from any other media. Or
listen, so you might get
one or two people might say.
You might get just upset. But if he's getting it from somebody that knew him, and to tell him that means a lot to him. You know, the fans that don't know him, he'll think, you don't really know me, but thank you, and you'll appreciate it. But telling him, someone that's known him from yesterday to today, you don't know how valuable how much wealth that is, how important that is, and that's why again, why wait till someone's passed to tell them this kind of stuff? Because that gives life, that gives fruit, that gives somebody something that they need. I just think we as a human race, we've just forgotten to be kind.
And in the boxing industry, we're proud as well. So like a lot of people don't they're not as
Show
expressive.
the feelings.
Like he's had to get better around me because I'm always telling him all the time, like, you need to tell me you care about me, you know what I mean? Because he's like all proud all the time, like, and I'd say to everyone else, but we were working together, do you understand what I mean? And we were with Anthony Farnell last week and he was telling us a funny story because you got it wrong on your interview you did with another channel where you said it was Anthony Fowler, it wasn't, it was Anthony Farnell.
Farnell, that's it.
I just corrected that for him, yeah?
Yeah, it was fun. I couldn't remember.
So tell the story again then. Tell the story again.
Yeah, so basically we went to WBO conference in Vegas and all the way through going there, traveling on the plane, in the car, getting to the hotel, checking in, you know, Danny Williams had this carrier bag. You know, and they said, can we take your baggage? Danny's like, hold this carrier bag. I'm like, what's in that bag there? And Ricky's like laughing just every time they asked for it. And we never told anybody what was going on. And so it was just niggling. I'm like, I went, Danny, what's in the bag? He went, it's my Lonsdale belt. I said, why have you brought that over here? He said, Ricky said, I've got to have it with me all the time and they want to see it. We're at a WBO convention. Yeah. So they weren't even bothered about that. And I looked at Ricky, and Ricky pissed himself laughing. He said, I was just wondering how long he could hold on to it for. And we all started laughing in the lift. Anyway, when we was there at the convention, now, you know, me and my trainer, it's a must, it's my lifestyle. And one morning, I got up to go out for a run. And Ricky and Farnell's coming in.
Is it?
And I'm like, and we lift door open. I'm in jogging gear. They're like mashed up like that, and I'm like, boys, and they just started laughing. They said, yeah, we'll see you in a bit. They staggered into the lift, and I got out and disappeared. But I always looked at Ricky. I think, how can you do it so wrong and get it so right?
So the other part of that story from Farnell, adding to your stories. You come out, they're going in the lift, you're coming out, and you were going for a jog and they're going upstairs and you were laughing. Then finally goes up, he's steaming, he gets in bed, he sleeps for about 4 or 5 hours, he gets out of bed and he goes to knock on Ricky's door. Ricky's door's already wedged open with a tray. And then when he goes in, Ricky's sat there with bacon, eggs and sausage in the fire with a bud in his and he goes, are we starting again?
Honestly,
how do you do it?
Ricky's engine was mad. His energy was mad because his extremes are extreme. Yeah, but that's probably what made him the individual.
Yeah, it was one to the other. There was no lukewarm, right? Yeah. There's no lukewarm. Listen, we're going to end it there because Johnny has got other things to be doing. But
we'll call him. We can catch up.
We'll finish on this, giving respect to Ricky. If you could say a last thing to Ricky, what is it you would say to him?
I'd have done what you did. I told him I was proud of him. Give him the adulation, the respect that he's due, so he understood people that he wouldn't expect it from. Actually, you looked at Ricky and I'm like, you know what, I've got to rate you. I've got to rate you. You know, and you're a good guy, you've got a good heart. And he's got to remember that love. If he was looking down now and he saw the pouring of emotion from the public, he'd think, what's happening? You know, he'd be looking, thinking, God, why didn't I believe you? Why didn't I believe in that love? Why didn't I believe in that you cared, you all cared? And I think that alone, just to know you've got that inside you, I think that was so important to him because he suffered mental health. You know, it was a big issue in his life, and I think it was about self-validation, self-love, and thinking that people love and want you around. And sometimes he'd ask an odd question like, you know, do you think that? Do you think they think I'm an idiot? Do you think I'm all right? And I'm like, why would you say that? Can you not see the love, what's going around? No. So
maybe he's been tricked and been tripped badly.
No. It's just I think it's just how he translates. Because I can remember Anthony Joshua when he first came on the scene and things started to get really big for him. And I said to him, the fans love you. He said, yeah, but it's false love.
False love.
They don't know me.
Do you know what?
And that's Ricky.
I think what you're saying there, there's some deepness to it. I'm just get a revelation on what you're saying. Ricky understood that they loved him, the fighter. I don't think they understood him. They loved him as a person.
There you go.
And I think the outpouring now is what he's saying. We'll see it because when I'm talking about Ricky, and the reason I want to talk to Johnny and what I've been talking about last 10 days, I've not mentioned it about the boxing. I missed the person.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. So you create a facade, public facade. Ricky the Hitman Hatton. He's named Richard John Hatton. His parents call him Richard.
Yeah.
You know,
Always,
he's Richard
yeah,
at home.
yeah.
He's not that Ricky the Hitman Hatton. So the public are in love and they know this Ricky the Hitman Hatton. He's playing up
Don't really know him.
But Richard John Hatton, that Richard at home, that's the guy thinking, do you not like me? You like him, but do you like me? And really, it's just it's sad that he had that impression of the world he saw.
Yeah.
And not knowing before he left this earth, that was the situation. But it's sad for everybody.
Yeah.
And then, you, like it or not, the pain will never go. You'll just get used to the pain.
How did you feel when you first heard it? Because with me, when I first heard it, I just couldn't get around it. My head couldn't get around. Even John was saying, emotionally, I
didn't actually believe it. I didn't actually believe it. I thought,
couldn't cry or nothing.
I didn't actually believe it. And listen, you may have cried. You may have just thought about. You may have self-reflected. You may have then thought about people, your loved ones around you, strange loved ones around you. It made you look back. And the first thing I thought was the pain for everybody else that was left, and that killed me because I know I get it. That pain for everybody else, that was the main thing. Because Ricky's gone now.
Families, kids.
So wherever his spirit is now, but the people that are left behind, that you got to think about because that's we're with them. We're on this earth, and I think that was it. That was the main thought.
Yeah, I feel the same way as you.
Yeah.
It's a tough one. It took me about. I ended up getting on with the day watching the Man United Man City game, but I didn't really watch it. I wasn't really bothered by it. In fact, I was sat there thinking I want Man City to win because it's Ricky's team.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
And then you're a Man U.
Exactly.
I just didn't care, and then I got to about 10 o'clock, and then it really hit me. It just hit me like all of a sudden. It got past the shock, and it hit me. And I ain't gonna lie to you, I've been emotional loads. Every day I've been emotional, but every time I see something, it makes me emotional. But then I move on. You just know what I mean? Because it's just a shame.
Yeah, listen, the grief will catch you, and the weirdest and oddest of times. And sometimes I can talk about my mum freely, Brendan freely, and then sometimes I'll say the littlest thing, and then boom, I'm gone. I don't feel, and I felt uncomfortable getting upset before. I'm not. It was just like the love is still there. So emotion, the wave of emotion catches you when you least expect it, and so it's those that are around Ricky, those that are close to Ricky, it'll catch you when you least expect it. That is. There's no words, no actions can ever be enough to stop that from happening. You've just got to accept that's part of life. And we're all going to go at some bit at some point. But it's just a case of having to deal with and process it right in your head when they've gone.
Last word with you, say something.
Well, to the fans that are out there, the Ricky supporters, you know what, we all miss him. And it's very, very sad. So you just got to celebrate the good, celebrate what made you fall in love with him, fall in love with that Ricky Hatton, and appreciate what he's done.
Well, I'm going to say rest in paradise, Rick. Thanks for. I tried to do this with the Junior Wint interview, and I would end up getting emotional and teary-eyed. But I just want to say thank you for the memories. Thank you for everything that you brought as a person first and a fighter second.
Ricky, you're the bar bag king. Remember when I first come to the gym, you showed me how to jump the bar bag and you was the main man in there, wearing pin there. But you know what it is? I appreciate everything you did. And I appreciate just watching you how to develop into a champion. But yeah, we'll see you again.
Peace out.
Yeah, boom.